complain about nothing. In the summer, it's too hot. In the winter, it's too cold. But it is windy and it is overcast. So I'd rather have sun and I'd rather have less wind. So let's get going today on our training, which really hot topic, because everybody thinks the secret sauce is in the image, and it kind of is, and I'm going to go into that and show you some good images, some tips, things of that nature. So I'm really hoping you have a pen and paper, take notes, and ask questions, in the chat or whatever you want to do so that we can help you with this. So the thing is with images, when I started with running ads, I knew intuitively the image was a big deal. I am, in case you don't know me, I'm Jen Springer, and I've been in network marketing since 2001. And we did not have the internet back then, but we did run some ads in print media. And the image, even then, when you're holding a piece of paper, like that, and you're reading it, whatever it may be, the image has to pop, right? And, for many years, I ran expos or did vendor events and out and about prospecting and newsletters and classes and all this stuff. And, picking images was always a lot of fun. But when the internet came along, and I mean, it came along a long time ago, but social media really came on the scene. It started in 2007, but once we got past 2010, we started really, the whole world was on at least Facebook, right? And it depends whether you count YouTube as social media or whatever. I mean, I was trying to figure out this whole thing with Facebook since 2007 and MySpace before that and Twitter. I had the tweet deck and I had the whole thing, and I couldn't figure it out. And I'm going to tell you, if you are serious about running ads and getting this going so that you're getting prospects every day from Facebook coming to you versus you chasing and friending strangers hours for a day, learn how to run ads. Spare yourself the heartache, the money waste, the pain in the neck, and get appropriate coaching for Facebook. Trust me. I mean, I spent almost $30,000 on Facebook and didn't get a lead in my business because I was shooting in the wind. I was trying and throwing spaghetti against the wall and watching free webinars and watching YouTube videos and all that stuff. And I was actively searching for somebody to teach me ads for network marketing. I couldn't find anybody. Luckily, I found somebody, not a network marketer, but somebody who could help me put it all together. And that is, what we've arrived to today. And what I show people how to do is my own system for lead generation on social media, primarily Facebook. Because if you can do it on Facebook, you can do it anywhere. And so Wednesdays, I do these trainings to give you tidbits and pieces and help you with this. But truly, if you want to really learn how to run ads and have ads up and running within the next 2 weeks that are bringing you leads with full contact information that you could reach out that are wanting you to call them or whatever, then I've got a training link in the description, wherever it may be, and you can go watch my little bit longer training, and that will help you decide if it's right for you or not. So let's don't waste your time. Don't dilly-dally. Promise yourself that this year you're going to get to the goal rank that you've been meaning to do for a long time. And in order to do that, you're going to need prospects. So watch that training and then carry on, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about images. Oh, I love this topic because the image is the deal, right? I mean, the image is really, I'm going to open some of my favorite places to get you some images as well. There's good places with images. Oh, come on. Where's my stock photos? Oh, come on. It's not letting me in. I'm telling you, this morning, This morning, the computer is like, I've got my own agenda, la, 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 la. And here we go. So I am going to show you some good images, some bad images, etc. I'm going to show you one of my favorite places to get free images. And we're going to just go to it. So my cat here is this with me this morning. She thinks my lap is a good place to settle. All right, so let's talk about images. So the image is the absolute reason why people's eyes stop when they are looking through the Facebook stream. Is the image the be all end all? I've seen gurus say the images don't matter, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It really does. I'm just going to tell you. Because when somebody is on their phone doing this, the image is what gets them their attention to stop and then look at the copy, the headline, the words, etc. Right? And you have to do a pattern interrupt. And you've got to remember, people on social media are kind of like in a trance. They are like almost hypnotized, right? From the dopamine rush they're getting when they are scrolling, right? So you need to stop them from scrolling. So some tips that I recommend with using images, now you can search, you know, the images always change in size. Now it depends on if you're putting something on, you know, the Facebook group header, or if you're putting it in the stream, or you're putting it as a profile pic, or you're going to put it on Instagram. The sizing is all different. So always search the current year and then the platform, like Facebook header image 2022 for group, you know, and then you'll find the right image sizes. So I'm not even going to get into that. But, you know, some people like to edit images in Canva. I still use PicMonkey. Some people use PowerPoint. You know, you can go in and you can edit images and save the slide as an image. So it's, you find your own deal, right, when it comes to editing. But when it comes to images, move this out of the way. Here are my top tips. And I've put in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of ad spend. So I've tested a lot of images because typically I will write copy and I've got ads that I know work. I've tested the words, but when an ad fatigues out, or I want to maybe even improve my performance in the ad, I will try new images before I do anything. I will refresh the images. And so I always look for bright colors, especially like this color pink I'm wearing, red, yellow can be kind of there, but I don't find yellow converts as well. Yellow gets attention, but yellow creates a lot of clicks, but a lot of looky-loos. It's kind of weird. Orange is good. You know, anything that's really pops. Okay. One of my tests for images is I'll look out of the periphery vision of my eye and I look at my screen. And if I'm choosing different images, I'll look at which ones pop off the screen according to my eyeball getting caught towards it out of the periphery, okay? Images that confuse the brain are good. So things that might be off center or cockeyed, you know, horizontal shapes, you know, horizontal lines, different shapes involved, you know, things that are gonna kind of, like I said, create pattern interrupt. You know, so it's important to have something that's going to get the brain to go, whoa, pay attention. Because the subconscious mind is always working to, you know, behind the scenes to like identify safety versus security and, you know, just in general. So if the brain picks up something unusual, it's going to stop. It's just a fact. Okay. So human faces are always really good, especially with big, clear eyes and features. Okay. Females are preferred in ads over males. I'm just going to tell you, it's a fact. I've tested it. Nature scenes are great. Water, scenes are preferred over forest and like nature of that caliber, of nature of that nature. So water scenes are really, really popular because people want to be at the turquoise water beach. You know what I mean? Like people love that. Pets and animals, people like them. They like pets, they like animals. Sometimes I'll test animals by themselves, and sometimes I'll test people with an animal, you know, people walking and playing with their dog or a horse or a cat, you know, things like that. And then one thing I want to say is what's really popular when you go into the image vendors are these like artsy fartsy muted filtered images, and they're beautiful images, but they are not good for ads, okay? Because they don't stop the scroll. And although they might be beautiful, people aren't going to stop, okay? So you need to stick out. So I'm going to go through some of these images here. This is a picture of me, and faces win. You see how this face is like, you know, the perspective like is looking down and it's kind of odd. This image actually did pretty well. I'm looking for some water here. Do I have it? I don't even know how many days this water's been sitting on my desk. Good enough, right? I was in a desert, I wouldn't complain. So this is an image where the perspective is kind of coming down. I don't know this, I don't think this is the edited version. I did one where you could enhance the color a little bit, where this, make this a little more orange, you know, and maybe make this green pop a little more than it is. But this image did perform well. And I can even add some, you know, additional red highlights in the hair and enhance the mouth a little bit. Just say, I mean, like just if I was to be doing some editing. This image is edited, and you would, this ironically, it's the same shirt. Years apart, right? That's funny. This rusty colored shirt under here. But this image, I tested it a long time, and it's a good image, but nobody clicked. I think it was too bland in the color, even though it was big. You know, I don't know, like it was maybe the other images that it went with were just better, you know, but this image was a little too muted. Even though I tried to enhance it, it didn't help. You know, and play, when you are running ads, play with multiple images as your first test. You know, a lot of people run ads and they'll test, you know, all these different things, you know, words and headlines and, you know, audiences and whatever. I don't. I test images. It's the first thing, because it's the number one thing that can make a bigger factor of success and failure in an ad is your image. Believe it or not, more than anything is your image and your headline and stuff. But yeah, that's different. But the image is key. This image is really good because I'll blow it up just a smidgy here. This image is red, first of all, and it's like, what's going on here, right? You know, if you look out of the periphery of your vision, you could see this image. Like, it's like, what's happening? So when this image did very well, and it's because it confused people's brains. Like, what is she doing? Is she, you know, how could she be sitting on there? You know, it's like, is that thick enough where she'd fall? I mean, it's been an enhanced image, but I just want to say, like, this was a really good performing image because it confuses the brain. Same with this one. This one is like, what's going on there? You know, like you would tilt the head to look at it. This, I'm going to tell you, nobody take this the wrong way and be offended, but prospects don't like grannies. I have tested grannies more than once and they don't convert. I don't know why, but they just don't convert, right? And this image has everything going for it that I would normally use. Teal, red, yellow, and orange. she's doing something weird, right? And you might test an image like this and get a great result. I don't know. I mean, it's really, it could work great for you. Didn't work for me, but this image is, according to my standards, a good image, right? But it might have been better if Granny wasn't wearing glasses. I don't know. That I'm not sure. But this is an image that I did pick according to my own standards but I tested it, right? Like I said, I test images against each other. And this one didn't really win against my other images at the time. But again, it does have everything going for it with the color, like the horizontal thing, pattern interrupt, but it just didn't convert. But I will say people love maps and shapes. So like diagrams and flow charts, and it's so funny, kind of surprising, but you can have fun with this kind of thing when you're doing your ads. But I was always shocked at the results that diagrams got. People like, again, it goes to the brain. They see a pattern they can identify. They may stop and look at it and go, what is that? But this one's a little muted, but still it did perform well because I think it was the circles. It's the thing, like the people like the shapes. I just always laugh with this one. I'm like, all right, if it wins, it wins. But but overall, in the history of running ads, people do like shapes. They like shapes. They like flowcharts. They like diagrams. They like that kind of thing. They like whiteboards. I'm for real. Like, it's hilarious. Like, you would not think, right? But there's sometimes that an image will break your heart, right? This one is a fabulous image. It's got a lot of awesome happening here. It's got distinct eyeballs. It's got a unicorn color horn. It's got a pet, and it's got lines. It is funny. It's good. But this image was really popular, got a lot of clicks, a lot of action. Facebook was spending my money on this image because people were engaging with it because they loved it. But it got a lot of the looky-loo people that were not really interested in my ad futzing on the image. So my budget was being spent on this ad because it was a great image. Like, this is a fabulous image. I mean, this would be a great image to do other things with, but not the ad, because it was creating a lot of engagement, and Facebook thought that meant people liked the ad and they kept showing it, and they would waste my money. So I will tell you with this, it happens. You might get such a great image or a video. I've had some really great videos that for a long time they'd convert really well. But then once the ad had been around a while, people loved the video so much that they just kept watching the video, and I would have massive plays on the video, but it stopped converting and it burned out because they just loved watching the video. It was a video of my horses, and people loved it. So again, sometimes a great image may not be an image that converts because it gets a lot of attention. But prospects love eyeballs. They love faces, and they love color. So this image is done well, and other images I have like it. And I might enhance this a little bit further, like with some lip color to make this pop. And I might brighten the eye in the video, the editor for the photographs, but just to enhance her eye, make it a little sharper, and maybe enhance the pink in her lip. I'd have to see what it would look like. But you see, if you imagine this on your Facebook stream, it would stop. It would get you to look, right? Because of the eye. And like, it's a little confusing because half her face is covered. Like, what's going on there? Like, she's got flowers in front of her eyeball, right? You know, one thing that you could do is do a video edit and even turn it to the side a little bit, you know, and like crop it, you know, so it's a square and confuse people a little bit, you know, make it a little, you know, crop it according to the square, you know, you could have some fun with it, right? But it is a good image. This is a good one to start with. You can put borders around your images or add some things, but I found that sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. You could take a good image and ruin it that way. But here's an example of a good water scene. You know, water is, people love it. They do. This one with the bright colored fish, people love it. It looks like somebody's fish tank, super, like obviously this was an art enhanced photo, but you know, you could brighten up this color and even tweak this a little bit to be more teal, you know, with the video edit or the image editor. But again, people love the water. You know, this is a great image that people like. Fish, they like fish, they like water, they like sunsets, they like beaches, you know, in general. Not as much in the forest scene or the hiking mountain scene. I mean, sometimes, but generally they like the water. People want to escape, you know, especially like depending on where you're showing your ads in the wintertime when it's dreary. I'm going to tell you, a tropical beach is going to get people's attention in the middle of winter for sure. Stay away from these artsy fartsy images, and there's a lot of them. They like really abstract, weird images. Unless they contain faces and eyeballs, don't try them, okay? They don't work, you know, like that. And then monochrome, this one here is pretty bland. You know, this is a great image, could possibly be enhanced and, you know, photoshopped where you could make some colors pop out of it or something like that. But overall, this is kind of a monochrome, you know, it's kind of like gray, a tan gray. It's kind of muted. And so it doesn't really do the job that you think it would do. It's cool, but it doesn't convert. And when I say those muted neutral colors, like this is a really cute photo, but the filter that was put on this photo really kind of made it bland. Like this really wouldn't catch your eye when you'd be on, you know, Facebook scrolling. I mean, it might, but it not, you know what I mean? Like it's not great. So where do you find images? You know, a couple things is, one thing, do not go search on the internet and pull images out of the image section. You may not have rights to those images, and you don't want to get in trouble for like ripping people's stuff off. It's a bad deal. You want to use some type of stock photos. I mean, you can search in Bing, you know, search engine Bing, for royalty-free public images, but still, I mean, it's iffy, you know. I mean, rarely will I ever use an image in my ad that I found somewhere on a search engine. You need to find images in places that, there's a ton of places, but I'm going to show you two of my favorite paid and non-paid, because you can't just go ripping someone's stuff off, especially when you're doing an ad. If you're doing a PowerPoint or you're doing some type of presentation or an email, you know, you could go and search and find a royalty-free image that you're, you know, not 100% certain it's royalty-free. And I'm not saying to do this, but don't use images that you don't know where they came from in your ad or in your logo or as a banner image or a Facebook profile image or something like that. Okay. And I will say that very important when you are building your Facebook page and you are choosing an image for the page image, the main image, please pick a picture of yourself and not some obscure like image of that nature. One thing that tells me a lot about a person is if they use, even on their profile, if they use images like consistently that are of like flowers or their pets, and they never put an image of their self in their profile. So don't do that with your Facebook page. It's really not good. You need to be the face of your business. You need a professional image of yourself in your Facebook page. And the professional image doesn't mean you need to go hire somebody. It's a professional looking image. Even if it was taken with an iPhone, it's got good color. You combed your hair, maybe you showered, you know what I mean? Like you might even choose a shirt of bright color to have in that, you know, that image. But we want to be mindful of that as well, because it is the first interface with your prospect looking at the ad. You know, and you can, on your Facebook page header, you know, the header image, you can choose and tell a little story about what you do in there, you know, but the actual image is going to show in the ad of the page like kind of like profile image, that needs to not be awful. I'm just going to tell you, it needs to be a good picture. It needs to be a well-lit picture, a well-defined picture. I always say, like, don't look like Charles Manson's wife in those pictures. And I see them all the time where the image is horrible. And don't do that. You know, we want a nice image because people are looking at that image, remember, on the phone, most likely, and they're wondering almost immediately if I should trust this person. That's what's going on in their subconscious mind. So I'm going to scroll here. And I'm going to look, and I'm going to find an image, blah, blah, here it is. And I look, unless you really have a big brand, like a brand name you're branding, I look at that little tiny image and I want to see a person. You know, right now I'm looking at an image in an ad, and it's a good ad. It's the Wild Alaskan Fish Company, but they've got like their name here. And personally, the image that opened up, let's get this, see if I can play this video. They show a picture here at the beginning of a girl picking up a package. I can't get the image right. They have a picture of a girl picking up a package at the door, like holding a package from the company and smiling. That would be a really good image instead of this text image here. That's just my opinion. When I look at, if you look at my images on my pages, it's me or Monty and I. I'm looking for another one to see if there's another good one or bad one. This one is got the name of the company here. And sometimes it is okay. You know, they'll put the company name there, but yeah, I prefer to see a human in there unless it's a brand like Nike or whatever. But still, like Nike could be one of those things that you would put Nike's logo in there and then put a shoe or a face, or, you know what I mean? A woman running or a man running or something, you know, kids playing. It's kind of like one of those things that just trust me on this, right? So here is a place on the internet that is where you can find images. For a long time, you cannot pay for them, especially when you're getting started, right? Your budget is tight, possibly, and you're like, well, I'm testing images and I don't want to pay because you don't know yet, like you haven't gotten in your groove of what works and what doesn't work. So you might not want to pay for them just yet. So you kind of find your lane. And so this is Pixabay, pixabay.com. And they are sponsored by like Shutterstock or something like that, I think. I don't know. We'll look and when we image choose. But I'm going to go through and just give you some examples. Like here's a bug, a ladybug. And ideally, if these were different colors, it would be a good image. But it's kind of muted and brown. Not good for that aspect. Let's see, iStock is who they are partnered with. So, you know, you could try butterflies. But again, this is still kind of that monochrome, you know, it's pretty, it's not maybe gonna pop. It's artsy fartsy. This is a better image. And I might even crop this and blow up this part here where the flowers are and enhance the red. Okay. Close this out. So that might work, okay? So you would maybe test something like that. You know, you look, flower images are typically pretty good, but some of these are a little too busy in my opinion. I like them to be a little more simple. So I would probably crop this because you can download the sizes, right? This is actually on iStock. So of course it's that kind of image. I will go somewhere else. These are sponsored images. They're trying to sell images, of course. A butterfly image. Here's one on Pixabay. So this one might be worth testing, okay? And the owl eyes, again, here you've got orange, you've got eyes, you've got nature. This one might be worth testing on your ads. Oh my gosh, this one's a paid image, but it's really goofy and funny, that one. This one would not be a good image, okay? Not good image. Beautiful image, by the way, but yeah, no, okay, nope. This is a sunset image, a little too artsy fartsy. This one everybody uses under the sun. I would avoid it because everybody uses it. It's okay, but it's not, you know, it's in, like I probably have presentations that image is in. The sunset, it's a little bit monochrome, but could get some. Here's a really good one. This one is going to get people to think, right? I believe so. This one would be one I would test for sure. Because it's like, what's going on there, you know? And when you download these images, download the biggest version, and you can always resize them in your photo editor or crop it, but you then will have the resolution that you want. Okay, very important. That. So let's go and look at some other images. How about beaches? Again, this girl always, people use her like crazy. So just, I would avoid it. But some of these bright colored ones, this one here is pretty good because people are going to look and go, oh my gosh, I want to be there, right? I mean, like right now, I'd love to be there at this moment. That is, all right. This one has been popular right here. I like that one. That one's good for in a presentation as well. Oh, funny. This one you could possibly do some stuff with. See how it's got the red, the orange. You can maybe put some text here. You can put text in the images now. For a long time, we could only do 20% of the image is text, but they lifted that restriction, so you can do more text now. So you could maybe put something here and test it. You know, This is good. I would maybe enhance those colors to make them a little more vibrant, but it's a good one. Oh, come on, internet. Why are you stalling? I love it when this happens. Maybe it's time to switch over to the paid images. So this grade is hanging up. My internet's been goofy. I don't know what, here we go. So that gives you an idea, you know, if I would pick those images versus this one here with the beach hitting, I would choose, you know, this image over like this image. So really looking at the colors, this is, you know, a family. This girl's jumping up in the air. This might get some of the attention. This is muted. This image, way too muted. Beautiful image, but no, that would not do well in an ad. So I hope this helps with some of this discovery of images. And I'm going to switch over to iStock Photo. I will tell you that paid images are often better because these free sites, which there are some good images in there. For many years, I used the free ones, but the paid images are going to be the ones that are going to be better. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they're just going to be better with the vibrancy and the color. So I would tell you this is a really cool image, but it will probably not convert because unless you really blew it up big, it would probably not convert. But some of these, that chicken would be fun to do. This might work, but it's still a little muted of the mother and the daughter. You know, it's a little muted in the coloring. It might be okay because of the faces, but I would bet that would not convert. Even though this little girl is super cute, I could tell you she probably wouldn't convert because of the monochrome. The color is kind of monotonous, but this looks like they got an Easter theme. The kids together might be worthy of testing, except I would brighten these colors and try to enhance these reds a little bit. Let's see, there's more. Sometimes when you look at the image, you can go to the see more, and there's more that are better. Like a lot of these, you see how they've got a filter on there that makes it they're great images, but they're just kind of flat. I don't really see one that pops. Like I would look out of the corner of my eye, and do I see anything that really pops? This is the only one with the present that popped. And I don't think that would be one I would use in an ad, I'm just saying. So let's look at happy faces. Let's see if there's one here that these girls got bright colors going on. What is happening? I'm not sure what happened there. I want to see more. Nope, that's not what I want. So here, this image of these girls, see how it's bright? That's the only one. The chicken one is funny. You might put some text on here, but it would be a pattern interrupt for sure. Happy dog. Let's see if there's a good happy dog. People also, I often will show an image of people that are happy and people that are distressed, depending on the image that I'm looking to, what I'm looking to accomplish. This one's cool with all these bright colors. Color is the number one factor. Shark, bland, not naked people. She's not naked, but Facebook frowns on, believe it or not, when I've seen images that bra companies use and et cetera, et cetera. And if you're I know there are network marketing companies that sell bras, but I would be really careful. I would maybe do it in a video. But the problem is Facebook, sometimes the bots don't read this correctly and think that she's totally nude. It is like weird. I've had it where people are wearing like light colored shirts or dresses, and Facebook thought they were wearing nothing. Okay, so they might think she's not wearing anything, and you would get your ad rejected on the premise of the image. This is an interesting, this one got me to look. That is an interesting image. Very interesting image. It got me to look. So again, pay attention when you're looking at images to what you are being drawn to. Very interesting. So, I find that even images like this work very well, like very clean and clear. Does that make sense? Like the bouquets I showed earlier are cool, and there's maybe one or two out of those that would have worked. But this, I would color enhance it a little bit and I'd be more apt to use something like this. This is Adobe stock, but there's iStock Photo, there's Shutterstock. I mean, there's all these different things. They're all kind of the same. And often the same images are in both of them or all of them. But this image would be more likely to convert than the bouquet. I've done quite a bit of testing with flower images, and believe it or not, stuff like this is very liked. Okay. So I hope this helps, giving you even some examples. If I was to go through and pick some images, I would, I like this one in concept, and if I like something and I'm not 100% sold on it, I'll go in and look at other ones that they have under See More that might be better. And I don't know if I really found one there, but I like the concept of the light bulbs, right? But taking the time and looking at your images and using the time to select your images is worth it. It's just as important or more than the words in your ad. And when you're doing a presentation, like either a video or you're doing a PowerPoint for, I don't know why this is dragging and lagging. You're doing a PowerPoint or a slides or something like that, and you're choosing images for that. Don't overdo the images. Maybe bring in one image every couple slides. A lot of people get really heavy on the images and it's distracting. So clean, people like this natural selection one right here of this flower is cool, but it is not something that would convert. I could tell you that right now. But find images that, again, clean, clear, bright colors, kind of cause a pattern interrupt, like what's going on with that? Horizontal lines. This one's interesting. I would look to see if, what else might be in here. I don't like these abstract shapes. I don't see this one here that looks like an eye. Again, people love eyes. When in doubt, go with eyes for sure. And that's probably the only one I might look at. This one might be okay. But again, we don't want to waste our money and our time on bad images, but you can get a lot better result if your ad is pretty good. What I do is I will test more images on the ad to see if I can make it better through the conversion with a different image. Image sometimes will get an ad that's been unstuck. It really is, it's amazing. The image is truly what gets the people to stop. It's really one of those things that it is worth the time. Looking through here, I like this girl. I like the flower, but I don't like that her eye is not showing. So I would look at See More images that maybe has her in it and see if I can find one that is a little more popping with her eye. Boy, I really wish they had one like this with her eye looking up, you know, looking up. I don't like these other ones. I'm picky when it comes to images, and I do really well with the images. So I'm going to tell you that, okay, if I was to choose any of these, I don't know if I would, you guys. They're a little muty, you know. I might look at, if I was to pick one of these, I'm not in love with these. I might choose like this one and get the big version and blow it, like, you know, take her face and crop it and then enhance these colors. I hope this makes sense. That's why I'm spending a lot of time on it, because to go through and look at images with somebody who's run a lot of ads and a lot of successful ads, I'm going to tell you, this is, I hope, is valuable to you. Let's see, flower girl. Let's see if we got any, like, let's see if there's any more images with flowers. And oh, look at, they even got a video of that girl. See that image? If that was a frozen image, that would actually be better, because if her eyes, like, people look at the eyes. The human mind is trained to look at the eyes. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Go here just for a couple more before we wrap up. A couple more images. See what we got. This is an exceptional image. I've used this actual image. Exceptional image. Let's see what else is here. This one's a little busy. It's not as crispy and as clean. I'm looking for something. This one would be worth testing here. Do you see? I hope this is a really clear example. Color, clean image, eyeballs. You know what I mean? Clear image, not busy. People don't like busy. They've already got chaos in their minds. You don't need to say chaos in your image. Clean, color, eyeballs. I would test that image. I might even put it in my Adobe to you know, Facebook ad possibilities. I got my own little thing there. That's a good image. And again, how many images have I looked at and said they're okay? This girl's okay. This one's got some good color. Let's see if, I don't like the fact that her eyes aren't showing. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to look and see if there's an image here of her eyes. And obviously she's got no eyeballs because they're not showing any of the images with her eyes. Here she is. That might be more of an image I would use and I would crop. Okay. I might even come in and crop half her face and just show half the face. Again, pattern interrupt, right? We got to get people to go, what? When we look at when we, put them in. So does the image need to match what you're offering? Sometimes, sometimes not. Really, you could test it. If you see, these are getting a little busy. If you're doing an image or an ad with an image, say you're doing like a company that is high risk of having ads to be rejected, like weight loss, skincare, etc. One thing, some of the taboo things that will get you in trouble immediately with Facebook, even maybe lose your ad account, is before and after pictures. Like before, I started using the face cream and after I used the face cream, not good. Facebook will drop on that. before and after pictures with the weight, or if you show like somebody's waist with the body, what do you call it? The tape, you know, like a measuring tape around the hips. No, you will get rejected. A before and after with, you know, a weight loss trim, you know, showing pounds difference. No. However, you can show somebody putting in, because Facebook's kind of weird on anti-aging. Why couldn't you do an image of like in here? You know what I mean? Show the story through the image, right? Of a girl or guy, if you're marketing to men, with putting the cream on the face. Okay, like skincare regimen. You know, that's a way of kind of telling the story through the image. Say you've got a product that is really good for cancer. And I don't want to see people that have cancer here, but I will tell you that look here. You can tell a really big story through the image. You obviously wouldn't show surgery, but this is an image that would, if you were, say, if you had a product that was really good for helping people with cancer, because I know a lot of you do, choose an image that tells the story. You can't say cancer in the ad. Here she is with the colors. I would enhance the colors a little bit. I would try to find one, if they had one that showed her face. I don't see it here. Man, we kind of went down the rabbit hole the wrong way. But where you can show, I wouldn't show any of them with a mask like that, but that would be a great image without the mask. But you can tell the story through the image and not, ooh, this is a good one. I would brighten up the color. I would take this and enhance it, you know, in the photo editor. But this is really great. You know, it's like showing really kind of like your point, you know, and, you know, you can write an ad around this saying, you know, would you like to be, something about being armed in going into battle of a lifetime or something like that. You can write something and add around that. But I would sharpen up these colors. I would probably put, you know, I would do some enhancement on here, but I like what she's doing. I like this. She's got a whole bunch of images here of her in action. So something to explore, right? Something to explore and something to have fun with. I think too, Pink Ribbon was another one that we've looked in the past when I've had clients that have had, supported cancer, people, healthy cancer. We've also done some images of people with pink boxing gloves. Let's see. That makes me hungry right there. Yeah. That's interesting. That could almost be like a breast cancer one, right? Like kind of showing it through the image. I've seen this image before. Especially for breast cancer, like this one. Something like that. Here she is, even with the pink background. You know, that could tell the story. Enhance the colors, make it bright. So she's got eyeballs. Eyeballs are good. You know, enhance the color. It's got the thing that, you know, the color, the eyeballs, female, you know, there's a lot going for this particular image. Here's one of a little action shot It's muted though. I wouldn't choose this one because it's muted. The colors are starting to get blurred, and starting to get a little too busy. This image that she's up here, wherever that went, is far more clean, right? Okay, so I'm going to wrap up with that. And I hope this is helpful for you. I know going through and looking at images with me may not be the most exciting thing that you're going to do with your day, but it could make the difference between an ad that converts and an ad that doesn't. So again, this is Jen Springer. I'm so thrilled that you took the time to learn today. Be sure to, you can, share this training and show it to people, and they can learn as well, especially if they're trying to run ads. And don't forget to watch that training that I have here in the link above or below, depending on where you see this. It might be either place if you're looking at the rebroadcast or you're watching live. And so we will catch you next week. Take care, everybody. Hope you have a great one.